It's not the strategy, it's you. And this is one thing which I've heard so many times when I'm watching YouTube, when I'm hearing other people talk, and it never really resonated with me. And I always thought that, it's not going to happen to me, which is what most of us think, that this isn't going to happen to me. But, it eventually does. And you realize that what people are saying is actually true. And this is what I've come to realize in the past couple of weeks, or maybe even in the last month. So I want to get into that. This is going to be a completely raw video, no edits. So if you want to stay, get some knowledge and hear experience, then yeah, go for it, stay. If you want to see edits and flashing images, then you can go somewhere else. So it's not the strategy, it's you. Basically, it's saying that every strategy works, but there has to be a way to implement it, and you have to implement it in the right way. Okay, support and resistance works, trendline works, ICT works, every single model works. Okay, because we all know that with a 40% win rate and a 1 to 2, you're still profitable. Yet still we're striving for a different strategy, a higher win rate, a higher risk reward, this and that. Whereas you can't just be happy with one thing. I think that's pretty intrinsic, to be fair, but it is what it is. And I've dealt with that many times as well, strategy hopping one thing to another, which is why when I come on this channel, I say that strategy hopping isn't the best thing to do and you should stick with one strategy. Is because I've gone through it, and it's not a good feeling of constantly switching and switching and switching. It's better to just stay in one place and master that. And for me personally, the reason I kept switching is because of the pain of losing. And this pain was so great that every time you lose in one strategy, you want to switch to another to avoid that pain. And the more you accept, or the moment you accept that losses are going to happen, pain is going to happen, I think that is when the true growth happens. And that's what I'm seeing within myself right now. That I've lost so many times, whether it's wrong trades, mistrade, whatever. I've lost so many times that losses are starting for the first time. They're starting to just not mean anything to me. And I don't know how I feel about that, but I think it's a good sign. Now, it's not the strategy, it's you. The first reason I think, and from my experience, why I think that statement is valid is one, because of hesitation. Okay, a strategy is going to be profitable. You have to backtest it. I mean, not every strategy is going to be profitable, but if you backtest it, 40% 1 to 2 risk to reward, you'll be profitable. Okay, and I know most of you with a 1 to 2 risk to reward, you probably have more than a 40% win rate. It's probably about 50-55. Okay, so if it's backtested properly, then why is it not translating into real profits? And this is what I'm going through. Why is it not translating? The reason for this, number one, is hesitation. You've backtested the strategy in an environment where you're literally just spamming the mouse. You're literally spamming this on bar by bar, on FX replay or trading view, whatever. Now, when it comes to the real market, you're not spamming anymore. You're watching each candle go up, down, up, down. If you're on a 1 minute, you're even watching it's quite fast, but you're still watching every single candle to get your entry model. There's no thinking about, okay, should I do this? Should I do that? Sit back in your chair, relax, and backtest. No, this is the real market. Now, it's going to be fast. At the same time, it's going to be slow. Something you could have done in 5 seconds on backtesting is going to take longer now. Okay. And this is where the hesitation comes in, because it's the real market. You're in the real environment. Money is on the line, external factors, all of these things. Your trade does, your setup does form, but are you hesitant now? Because of different things. The hesitation, you don't take the trade, or maybe you see an entry model, but it's not the highest probability, but it's the first one that forms, so you take the trade. So right now you've had hesitation, you've had FOMO because you've taken a trade when it's not the best setup, or you've missed the trade when the trade was there. So the hesitation part. So this is how things can affect your profitable strategy, which is backtested. This is how it's not translating into the real market, because you've hesitated and you've FOMO'd. These are two options. Okay, and you're not always going to catch the best trade. That's what I've learned. You're not always going to catch the best trade. Sometimes the trade's going to stop you out and then it's going to go to your direction. Sometimes you just can't help that. It is what it is. You have to accept it and move on. The more you try to perfect every trade, the more of a trap you're going to constantly go in. You're more of a hole you're constantly going to dig for yourself. And I'm talking about my experience. This is what I felt and this is what I feel. Okay? I'm not saying that you will feel like you're going through a hole and everything like that. I'm just saying when these things happen to me, when I miss trades, when I get stopped out as an inducement and everything, it hurts, but you have to move on. Okay. I've taken a trade I took 5 6 days ago, or uh where was I? A trade I took 5 6 days ago isn't affecting me anymore. It's in the past. But if I keep living in that trade, then it's gonna affect my day to day life. Okay, that's number one. Now number two, which I've got here, is it's the strategy. It's not the strategy, it's you. Okay. Self accountability. You have to be self accountable. Simple as that. Okay. Most of us we try to blame something else, an external factor. Okay, the market was against me. The market tried to induce me. This and that. Um, or news was there. This was there. This and that. Or this engulfing, that engulfing. Like every excuse comes under the sun. Apart from I took the trade. I had the responsibility of clicking buy and sell, and I lost the trade. This never comes out. It never came out of me. Only recently, I'm trying to just accept it. I actually started reading Trading in the Zone again, and it's just telling you to take full responsibility. Okay, because if that same trade went for a winner, you wouldn't be saying that. Oh, but it wasn't a great trade, but it still won. You'll be up on your high horse and say that, or maybe even if your emotions are a bit in control, you would say, okay, it's fine. It's a decent trade. I'll take the 2% or whatever you target. Okay. Now, preparation is the next thing. If you got a backtested strategy which is profitable, but when it comes to execute at 7 a.m. there's an entry, which in your plan exactly at 7 it is possible to have an entry 7 a.m. But you wake up at 7:30. Guess what? You've missed the trade. Now, that could be you could be at break even on a new challenge, for example. That would be a 2% win, you'd be up 2%. But now instead of that, you've actually either missed it, so you're still at break even or zero, or you've FOMOed into it because you're like, oh, I can't miss a trade. So now you've taken a different entry which isn't even valid, -1. So from 2% potential, which you would have backtested, because remember, backtesting is a very relaxed, stress-free environment. Okay, I could backtest the whole year in 2 3 hours if I wanted to, sitting right here, like no matter the time. Okay, so from my 2% backtest result, I'm either zero or I'm potentially -1. Um, yeah, I'm potentially -1. So do you see how these things are now affecting it? The hesitation, number one, then preparation, number two. Now the last thing I want to talk about is fear, and fear for me is comes in the form of external factors. I'm talking about your family members, your friends, these type of people who sort of see trading as a like a money glitch, that you will make money, like, or why aren't you making money, like that. Now these things add more to the first 2 points I mentioned. If you've got back forces in the back saying, why aren't you doing this, why aren't you doing that, how much have you made, you've been doing this for so long, have you made this much, what's your goal, this, that, all of these forces coming into the back of your head, paired with a 1 minute chart or a 5 minute whatever, moving slowly, because this is not backtesting, remember, it's a real market. So that moving slowly, you're thinking all of this, and then a false entry signal comes, which you shouldn't take. But all of these forces, why aren't you doing this? Why aren't you doing that? What comes into your head? I'm going to prove them wrong. I'm going to show them I can do this. You FOMO, you take the wrong trade, you lose, and these voices get even stronger. Okay? And that doesn't help your trading, because now these voices are going to get stronger. Even if they don't say it, in your head, the image you have in your head will get stronger, number one, okay, of why aren't you doing this, or how much have you made, this and that. That's number one. Two, you're also going to get added mental pressure from not following your plan. So now do you see how there's just a difference from the back testing and the real results? Which is why the back testing is your strategy. That's in stone. That is your strategy. You've tested it. You've had a profitable, positive expectancy. That's here. But from here all the way to real, there's so much that comes into play. There's so much on the line which comes into play. And which is why everyone keeps emphasizing the need to trade in a carefree zone, basically trade in the zone. Okay? And this is what I felt. The transition from this to this. These are the things which actually affect it. And the way, when you can master it and think in a long term. So what I'd like to think now is just, how did I do this week? How did I do this month? How did I do this quarter? A lot of pressure gets, relieved or gets taken off. Okay. And I think that's all that needs to be said, to be fair. It's just that it's not the strategy. Because the strategy, I'm sure you backtested, a profitable strategy. That's not the thing. It's the transition with all these external factors which actually comes into play, which is why it's not the strategy, it's you. You're in charge of preparation, you're in charge of hesitation, you're responsible for everything. You can't blame the strategy, it's you who are executing. If you miss a trade, it's your fault. If you take the wrong trade, it's your fault. Which isn't like the worst thing in the world, that's your fault. You can learn from it and be better next time. But you shouldn't blame it on something else. You should take accountability and then move on, learn from it, and get better. That's how you're going to grow. That's how I'm growing personally. And these are the things that I just want to share with you in these raw videos, which I feel like I actually give the most value in these raw videos. Because there's no charts, there's no, this ICT strategy, that ICT strategy, this ICT concept is going to be the best, or silver bullet, whatever. Like, there's enough of that on YouTube. But I feel like there's not enough of this on YouTube, where I'm just telling you, or someone is just telling you what you will face or what they have faced. Okay, so that's all I wanted to say in this video. I don't even know how long this has been of me filming. It's London session right now, and I just wanted to film a video, okay, and just share my thoughts, because a lot of these thoughts were coming into my head. So that's all for today. If you want to join a free Discord community, then the link is going to be in the description below. So make sure to join that community and say hello. Like-minded people. I don't want anyone with egos, just everyone trying to help each other and be active and pretty much grow together. So if that's something you're interested in, then it's the first link or second link in the description. Click that and join the community. But that's all I want to say for today's video. Happy trading, stay safe. I will see you in the next one.